17 unbelievable facts that will thrill you. It's the age of information, and we often face new facts that replace our previous views, be it a scientific discovery or an invention. We found some Reddit thread where people were asked about the most incredible statistics they had ever seen. We've picked our favorites. For instance, you've probably never heard that our planet was once purple. Watch the video till the end to discover more amazing things about our life. Number 1. London reached the population of 1939 only in 2015. "76 years and 3 full generations without wars and catastrophes are what it took the British capital to repopulate itself to pre-war numbers." Interestingly, both Berlin and Paris have yet to reach their pre-war populations. 2. Just 5% to 10% of wines become better after 1 year. Yes, it's true, and only 1% do so after 5 years. This fact seems to be a good reason to open the bottle at once. So, pour a glass, make yourself comfortable, and watch the following incredible fact. Three, 15% of daily Google queries have never been repeated in 15 years. Never ever. Google carried out a statistics survey for its 15th anniversary. It showed that, on average, every 6th search query was unique in that period. The search engine is continually being updated, of course. But this data still proves how diverse and unique we all are. 4. More people live in the Greater Tokyo area than in Canada. This seems to be impossible, but it's entirely accurate. The Tokyo agglomeration is a bit more densely populated than the second biggest country in the world. 5. When 70 people come together, there's a 99.99% possibility that 2 of them were born on the same day. Actually, at least 2 of them. From a layman's point of view, it seems doubtful, but mathematically it's all correct. If one member of the group is born on day X, then there are only 364 days left for the second member. 363 days for the third one, etc. To calculate this possibility, you just need to multiply these proportions. 365 by 365, multiplied by 364 by 365, multiplied by 363 by 365, and so on. As a result, fewer than 0.01% of the group have different dates of birth. 6. The proportion of popes per 1 square mile in the Vatican is 5.9. Don't believe us? Count for yourself. The surface area of the Vatican is just 0.17 square miles. 7. In 42 minutes of free fall, You can cover the distance from one pole of the Earth to the other.
This is Sparta!
Sounds incredible, right? However, scientists have just recently adjusted the count and proved that it would only take you 38 minutes to do so. 8. The Earth has lost half of its wildlife in the last 40 years. Sadly, despite all efforts of humanity, wildlife is still diminishing. I guess all of us should take this issue more seriously. 9. 8% of Asian men are direct descendants of Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan thought the more offspring a man has, the more significance he bears in the world. His harem counted several thousand women, many of whom gave birth to his children. That's why 8% of men from 17 locations in Asia have one of history's greatest conquerors' genes in their Y chromosomes. 10. There are about 30 times more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. Do you know how many trees are on our planet totally? It's more than 3 trillion. Now think what it might have been 100 years ago. 11. The USA has more public libraries than McDonald's restaurants. In spite of the widespread stereotype that Americans love fast food, the number of McDonald's joints is less than that of public libraries in the US, and that's not counting school libraries. 12. 90 years of a person's life is less than 5,000 weeks. A little more than 4,500 weeks. Is it few or a lot? It's up to you to decide. Every week of your life counts. 13. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the moon landing than to the pyramids' construction. The Great Pyramids of Cheops, the largest of the pyramids of ancient Egypt, was built in 2540 BC. Cleopatra lived much later in 6930 BC. Now count. Man stepped on the moon in 1969. (14) 43% of British airline pilots confessed to falling asleep during their flights. Well, we hope you won't stop traveling by plane after learning this. It's just an interesting fact. 15. Private owners in the US have more tigers than there are in the wild. On the one hand, the overall growth of the tiger population is high in recent decades. On the other hand, their masters often treat them as ordinary cats, which is, of course, improper. 16. Livestock farming does more damage to the environment than transport. This one sounds like a lie, right? In fact, it's true. This happens due to CO2 emissions and soil and water pollution. 17. The Earth was once purple. Scientists from the University of Maryland say that ancient microbes didn't use chlorophyll to absorb sunlight, but another molecule called retinol. They absorbed the green part of the spectrum, reflecting the red and blue ones, which resulted in purple. This theory is supported by the fact that the sun transfers most of its energy in the green part of the visible spectrum, and chlorophyll mostly absorbs blue and red waves. There's also a supposition that the balance may shift one day again. The Earth will become more purple, while looking green from space due to atmospheric changes.